So on my GitHub, we're going to look at full loop YOLO. If you go to this web address, you can git clone this. So if you open a new terminal, we're at the home, we'll do git clone. Take a second. The reason it will take a second is there's a small data set in here to train a YOLO model. So basically, what you have to have already done, and I've already done this, is make sure you have darknet set up. I provided the links. So if you go here and you git clone, just like we're doing with YOLO, to your home directory, you change to that darknet directory, you can modify that make file, and let me just show you what that looks like. So I already have this done. If I look at, let's see, I set my GPU to 1, cut a DNN 1, cut a DNN half 1, and OpenCV 1. That's not the default from that website link for AlexAB.net. You're also going to want to put these two wait paths. I provided the links, so if you, after you get done making darknet, you can just, while you're in that directory, get those. So if I looked at this directory for YOLO v4 tiny, let's see, see, I've already got this, and I also have that. So you want to get those two. And then we're still cloning this again. That is because of the data set. It's not that big, but because of the internet, it's slow downloading. One thing we can do while we're waiting is we can make our virtual environment. So let me open one of these. I'm already here, but just to show you. And then change the source set. Alright, cool. Give this a second. Alright. So I just finished cloning, so let's see here. So we just got done setting up our environment. I'm actually in this terminal to do that, so I will go to this. So we just did this step. And then I'm going to put 3 install -y requirements. And I've already downloaded these libraries, so they're cached. Shouldn't be too difficult for it to install. And then the next step, so we're going to look at default settings here. So first we do ls. Alright, so nano, libs, and default settings. What you want to make sure is this darknet path is pointing where you want it, where you have it installed. So if I go here, pwd, change to darknet, pwd, looks right to me. Make sure that lsnaybill grep darknet. This is in that directory, the executable or darknet. So looks good. All right. Now if I just call this, let's see what we get here. So it looks like full loop YOLO showed up. There's no data sets or models made yet. We just have our default settings. You can open it easily by just clicking this button. Since there's no other things to pick from, we'll click submit. Now we don't have a config, so we're just going to generate one. So even though it says 1A, if you don't have one already, you need to build one. And for this example, we're using Tiny. You could have done regular. Tiny's a little quicker to train, and so that's why we're using it. The sample RC car, it's already in there. It's a 2 class, so what we'll do, we'll say 2 class, create new. And you can always look and see what it's doing behind the scenes, but you'll see a progress bar showing. So it already finished that. When we split our train and test for YOLO, it's how many are going to be for training, and the other is held out for validation. We'll create our scripts because we don't have any yet, and we will train. So you should see everything come out like this. You'll have a chart coming. I'm running on the Orin right now, the Jetson Orin, so it's pretty quick. But we'll let this thing roll and get back to you in a second. First though, while we're waiting on training, might as well just look at the data that it's training on. So this is what was in this directory. That's what we were pointing to here. That's why the annotations path is pointed here and the JPEGs path is pointed there. So if you're using your own custom data set, you're going to want to change these paths whenever you go to train. And you can, by default, it's just going to show the same JPEG path for predicting images from. So you can change that as well. Let's take a look here. So if I go to home, document, let's see. Looking for, it's right in front of me. It's interesting. So let's go back here. So in this, we'll go to our data set just to kind of look around. Let's do like 10. It's quite a few files in this guy. Let's change to JPEG images. So it's just a bunch of little RC cars. Some of them are labeled. I think they're probably closer to the end. So when I put camo tape on here, it's not quite there. Shuffled in here somewhere. Here we go. So at this point, there's camo tape. Alright. So it's training. Let's see it right here. See, this loss is going down pretty well. Alright. So it looks like we're getting pretty close here to being finished with this training set. And recall, it's just the little RC car. I think. We got it right here. So kind of cool, kind of fun. Just a few more steps left. This only goes to 2000 for the default settings. You can change that though if you like. Alright, so now that we've made it, create scripts again so it updates what paths are going to be used for any inferencing. We can even look at some of these scripts. So when you press that create scripts button, you got all of these different files for your model you just made. Your weights are here. The best weights are what will be used. So let's look at just one of these here. So like if we were to test on an MP4 file, this is really just a bash script that's setting all the paths to the things to run dartnet with. So we'll do that actually. So if I click test, we should see it thinks it's the camera one. That was a short video. But yeah, that is most of this tutorial for just getting going with the full loop YOLO. Hope you enjoyed.